This is an Alaskan thing right here. If you know, you know, and you're only gonna know if you're from Alaska. Do you guys know what termination dust means? Let me show you. That is termination dust. Ominous sign for Alaskans right there. You're looking at it, those mountains. But what you just looked at, right, is that snow. The snow starts to snow on the top of the mountains because it's colder up there. And even throughout the summer, that snow on the top of the mountains don't always melt fully. Given the fact that it's colder up there, it starts to snow up there earlier. As it starts to cool off in the city and on ground level, temperature starts to drop and drop and drop closer to the ground level. It starts to snow a quarter of the mountain down, halfway down the mountain, 3/4 of the mountain. As you can see those mountains start to fill up with snow, that snow is getting closer to your city. See that? It's about halfway down right now. Snow will continue to get closer to the bottom of the mountain. Well, guess who's at the bottom of the mountain? Us. That's the termination dust. The snow is on the way. It's facts because it's fall. I just came back from Atlanta, bro. It's chilly out here. That's what that means. That termination dust is getting closer to the bottom of the mountain. It's about ready to terminate your summer. Termination dust, an ominous sign for Alaska. Winter is on the way. Get back and kick it, baby. Walk for recovery while still Alaska. I'm in here. Thought I'd knock out a quick video. Why not? I was talking about that termination dust in Alaska. From Alaska, you might not even know what termination dust means. Let me show you real quick and refresh your memory. You see that white coming down the mountain? That is what we call termination dust. This is what I wanted to show you. You may see that mountain does not have any termination dust. Snow on the top of the mountain. But the reason why you see snow on that mountain back there and none on that mountain, it may be obvious to some, but may not to everybody. Those mountains right there are much smaller of an elevation. Those mountains behind it with the snow on top of it are much higher of an elevation. Around where you see that snow has stopped in that back mountain is pretty much where the peak of these mountains are. Those mountains right there, you could pretty much hike those mountains. They're not that big of mountains. If you're not from Alaska, it may look like a big mountain to you, but that's really nothing in Alaska. That's a small mountain. And another thing you may notice is that snow right there on the side of that shorter mountain. That's because the sun is not able to reach it, so sometimes that snow does not melt. It's very possible that those shorter elevated mountains have got snow, but the sun is still out. We're still in fall, so it's probably melting up there. Very likely the snow on that back of that mountain right there, is very likely that snow never even melted up there at the very top of that. But yeah, that's a little something on termination dust. Termination dust, the snow coming from the top of the mountain, about to enter your city on the way to terminate your summer. Although it's a nice, bright, sunny day in Alaska. It's probably 40-something degrees, not all that warm. Winter is very much on the way. Thinking more and more about becoming a snowbird, leaving in the winters and just living here in the summer. Winter. Bah!